Let's see a quick way to select this fire in Photoshop. So normally if we try to select this fire using a quick selection tool or any other selection tool like lasso tool or polygonal lasso tool, it's not a good idea actually. So here the fire is very complicated. The edges of this fire are not definite edges. So we need to find an alternative method to select this fire. So we will try to use the channels method to select this fire. So here we have the channels. So we will select the red channel. So in the red channel we can see the fire is very bright. So we will select the red channel, but we will not spoil the original channel. We will take a duplicate of this red channel, and the white inside this fire indicates that there is a lot of red inside this white area. So that red is highlighted by this white color, right? So what we'll be doing is we will take a duplicate of this red channel. We'll simply drag this red channel and drop it on this create new channel icon at the bottom of this channels panel. So we will see a red copy, and now we will open the levels adjustment. We'll simply hit Ctrl L in PC or Command L in Mac, and now we will increase the contrast. We only want the fire to be clearly visible, so we can move this shadow slider to the right so that only the fire image is highlighted, and we can also slightly move the brightness slider which is on the right to left so that there is a little more contrast in the image, right? So once we have arrived at this point, now what we'll be doing is we will simply hold Control and select this red copy, and if you are using Mac, we have to hold Command and click on this red copy channel thumbnail, and now we will come back to the layers panel, and we will simply click on the mask icon at the bottom of this layers panel, right? So we have separated the fire from the background. So now all we have to do is we can simply drag this fire and just keep it on these logs. So we can see here, and we can also use the warp option by simply right clicking over the transform tool, and we can just adjust the fire. And we can click on this tick mark, and the next thing we can do is we can just right click on the mask thumbnail and just select apply layer mask, and we can take a duplicate of this fire and we can blend using the screen blending mode. We can see a bright glowing fire, and we can just select both these layers and then we can convert them to smart objects, and then we can apply a mask to it, and we can just select a brush, a soft rounded brush, and we can erase the bottom portions so that it looks somewhat realistic, something like this. We can just warp the image again a little bit, or we can also use the distort option, something like this, right? So this is how we can select a fire in Photoshop. We'll now see another way of selecting this fire using the channels panel. So here another fire is there, and we will unlock the background for this fire layer. We will just open the channels panel, and here we can see the same red, green, blue channels. So what we'll be doing is now we will just select the red channel here, And one important thing is, again we have to hold Control in PC or Command in Mac, and then just click on this red channel thumbnail. So here we have selected the red portions inside the fire, and then what we'll be doing is, we will now come back to the layers, and we will just create a new fill or adjustment layer. That is, we will select the solid color adjustment layer above this fire image layer, and this color picker dialog appears. Now what we have to do is, we need to keep zeros in RGB input fields, but for this R field, for the red input field, we have to put 255. That is the maximum value of red color, and we'll simply click OK. Right. Now we will do the same thing for another channels like green and blue, the other channels which are green and blue. So what we'll be doing is, first we will hide this solid fill layer, and then we'll go to the channels panel, and this time we'll be selecting the green channel, and there is a little bit of green in the image, so we will do the same thing. Again we'll hold Control in PC or Command in Mac and click on this green channel thumbnail. A little bit of green is selected, and now we'll come back to the layers panel again, and at the bottom of the layers panel again we can find solid color adjustment layer, and this time we will put 255 value in the green input field. Right. And again we'll do the same thing for the blue channel. So we'll select the bottom layer, the fire layer, and then we'll go to the channels panel. We'll select the blue channel, and we'll simply hold Control in PC or Command in Mac and click on the blue channel thumbnail. A very little bit of blue is there on the image, and we can see the selection. And we'll come back to the layers panel again, and this time we will just create a solid color adjustment layer with 100% blue. So the maximum value for the blue is 255, and we have to put 255 in this blue input field, and the other fields such as red and green should be 0. Right. So once we got till here, now what we have to do is, we have to just turn on the green channel and the red channel, and we will simply hide the fire image layer, the original fire layer image. We will hide this layer, and we will select the topmost layer, and we will just apply a screen blending mode. So we can see here, now only the fire is selected. Now we will select all these 3 color fill layers, and we'll simply right click over them and just select Convert to Smart Object. That's it. And now we will just use the Move tool. We will select the fire, and we will drag it and drop it over this log. So we can see here, we can use the same thing, that is we will use the warp option to just warp the fire. So something like this, and then we can just take a duplicate of this fire layer, and we can just use the screen blending mode. So we can see here, but we can see some issues on the left and right side. We can just apply a mask to it, and then we can just erase the disturbances on the left side or right side. So we can just simply erase them. Right. So these are the 2 ways by which we can select a fire in Photoshop. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please do like, subscribe, share, and if you have anything to say, do comment. See you again.